Come to your neighborhood, though. Go to your neighborhood. We want to see you walk around Queens. Go walk around Queens.
Young Buck just went live and called out 50 Cent to walk through Queens with no security, after 50 trolled him with a brutal AI meme on his own birthday. What did 50 post that pushed Buck over the edge? And did Buck just reignite an 18-year war he can't win? Let's get into it. Around the 14th of March 15th, 2026, Young Buck's 45th birthday weekend, David Darnell Brown, the Nashville OG and former founding pillar of G Unit, was just out here living his life. No smoke with nobody. He threw what he called a rodeo birthday bash at his locker room Nashville saloon, horses, cowboy vibes, southern energy, the whole nine. On top of that, he posted clips to his IG, riding a horse through his block, chopping it up with the homies, showing love. No subliminals, no shots. Just a grown man enjoying another year with the people who matter most.
Cups. What's up, OG? Yes, sir. You did, like, come where you from, homie.
The man was out in his streets on his day, being embraced by his community. OG showing respect, neighbors coming through with handshakes and hugs. This is what it looks like when a man is truly rooted in where he comes from. And Buck was soaking in every second of it.
You know, your gimmick is up, homie. We all looking at you. What's up, OG? How you doing, baby? I'm good.
Buck was in full celebration mode, greeting elders, keeping it 100 with his people. No drama, no mention of 50 Cent, no mention of G Unit. Just a man grateful to see 45. But all of that was about to change real quick, because somebody else was watching too.
I'm out here with them real riders, man. It is, baby. Real riders, man. It is.
While Buck was keeping it solid in Cashville, 50 Cent was on his phone cooking up one of the most disrespectful posts in recent memory. That is the thing about Fifth. The man moves like a shark that smells blood. If he sees an opening to create content off your name, he is taking it every single time. The weapon, an AI-generated parody image styled after the 1970s television show The Dukes of Hazzard. A detailed recreation of the classic promo poster, 50 edited himself in his Bo Duke. Tony Yayo was right next to him. Gorilla's sister, Victoria, Brorilla Woods, was photoshopped onto Daisy Duke's body. T.I. was thrown in as Sheriff Roscoe P. Coltrane, because 50 been going at tip too. Why violate one person when you can hit three in the same post? And Buck, he was erased from the squad entirely, swapped out like he never existed. The caption read, "They mad because you up. Young Buck kicked out. You in the group, at least I know you ain't looking at my ALO." Asterisk, even academics had to pause when he saw it.
At least I know you ain't looking at my ass. Oh shit. So he puts up a Brorilla post and he says, "They mad."
That caption wasn't no random joke. If you know the history, every word was loaded. Young Buck kicked out. That is reaching back to Buck's messy removal from G Unit in 2008 over royalty beefs and loyalty questions. At least I know you ain't looking at my A. That is the long-running personal rumor from the 2010s involving Buck and a transgender woman. 50's go to ammunition for over a decade. This was a calculated headshot aimed at Buck's career legacy and personal life simultaneously. That is the 50 Cent playbook, and he has been running it to perfection for almost 2 decades, and it spread like wildfire. Academics, baller alert, every major blog reposted it within hours. YouTube reaction channels were uploading by sundown. Twitter went nuts with memes. The broke boy joke started flying. Even Brorilla popped up looking unbothered and hyped. With one strategically timed post, 50 took a man's 45th birthday and turned it into the opening round of the latest chapter in one of hip-hop's most one-sided beefs.
Okay. So he takes a jab at Yayo, and apparently Yayo responds. And Yayo responds like this.
But Buck was not about to take that lying down. Not on his birthday. He'd been watching 50's whole troll campaign unfold in real time, clocking every post, every meme, every personal attack. He'd been biting his tongue through all of it. But the birthday post broke the camel's back.
Yeah, man, this ain't no game. And I just be sitting back and watching, man.
Buck called out what a growing number of heads in the culture been whispering, that 50's whole operation is built on controlling the narrative through humor, memes, and viral moments. Memes instead of music, trolling instead of creating internet warfare instead of real substance. Buck was saying straight up, the jig is up, homie. People are starting to see through the act.
Trying to manipulate these fans' minds and shit until it's bullshit. come to an end and that shit catch up with.
Direct shot at 50's ongoing smoke with T.I., whose sons had been publicly getting at Fifth on social media. Buck was basically saying, you got real problems on your plate, family problems, people's kids getting involved, and instead of handling that like a grown man, you are out here making AI memes about me on my birthday. Get your own house in order before you come trying to burn down mine.
Now you got kids all over you. You can't even do nothing with the man's children. So you want to just start trolling different folks and this and...
And then Buck followed it up with something that drove the point home. All this internet talk ain't translating to nothing real.
Man, come on, man, the gig is up, man. Goddamn, how much trolling and shit you gonna do before you do something?
Keep that energy up there. Keep it in New York. Keep it on the internet. Because down here in Tennessee, in the real streets of Nashville, it is a different type of real. The online tough talk don't carry the same weight when you are standing face to face. And it was right around this point that Buck dropped the bar heard around the internet.
You ain't gonna do a goddamn thing. All that old bluff. Keep that shit.
Go walk around Queens. That challenge flipped the entire energy of this beef. 50 had been operating from behind a screen, tossing grenades from the comfort of his phone. But Buck was standing on concrete.
Go to your neighborhood, though. Go to your neighborhood. We want to see you walk around Queens. Go walk around Queens, man.
Now look, some folks been debating whether that challenge is even fair given 50's level of fame. And yeah, logistically, 50 can't just stroll through South Jamaica, Queens without shutting the block down. But that ain't the point. Buck was standing in his hood getting love from every direction. No barriers, no pretense. And he was saying, this is what it looks like when your community genuinely rocks with you. Can you say the same, fam?
With no security, we want to see what your life like. You so goddamn tough.
And then Buck sealed the whole rant with the line that carried more weight than most people probably even realize.
Your gig is up. The laughs is over with. Now they see what it really been. To my C-Day. And I ain't signed to your no more. And I don't owe you a quarter.
I don't owe you a quarter. That was a direct reference to the bankruptcy settlement where Buck paid 50 Cent roughly $200,690 through the Nashville courts, officially clearing the financial debt that hung over his head for a decade. The bag is paid, the contract is a wrap, the chains are off. But if Buck thought going off on live was going to make Fifth back down, dead wrong. 50 reposted Buck's own footage and slapped on. Lo, look at this punk. We know you like them boys. Buck. Brorilla like the girls. That is a better fit. You and your hood because you broke boy. Broke boy. Two words that spread like a virus. Buck was saying, I walk my hood freely. I am loved. I am respected. And 50 flipped it. Nah, the only reason you walk your hood is because you ain't got nowhere else to go. You ain't humble. You are stuck. That reframe. True or cap is the savage counterplay that makes 50 one of the most feared names in hip-hop warfare.
In all 50s. Po-ass petty nigga. What's going on? Let's go. Where's that?
Buck wasn't backing down, but 50 had already won the moment on social media. Tony Yayo jumped in the comments. We be in Southside all the time, co-signing that the unit moves wherever they want. 50 wasn't done either. He reshared an old clip about the transgender rumor and added, no reunion, F that. Brorilla on the next tour. No reunion, no reconciliation, no mercy.
That's how me and Close Shy was. Me and Shy were fucking probably closer than me and 50. Him and 50 was, you know.
Now here is the history. This beef didn't start with a meme. It started over bread, contracts, and what happens when brotherhood and the music business crash into each other. Buck came up with G-Unit around 2002, 2003, and dropped straight out of Cashville in 2004. But behind the scenes, 50 and Sha Money XL, the group's manager, had a falling out over money, and Buck was tight with Sha Money. Real tight. So when 50 told the squad to cut ties, Buck was caught in an impossible position. Choose his brother or his boss.
I think 50 was, and I didn't know their situations was that serious to the point where I needed to fire Sha.
Buck didn't fully understand how deep the rift went. He just knew he wasn't turning his back on his brother over somebody else's beef. And that one decision, that one choice to stay loyal, set the entire domino chain in motion.
The resentment started from 50 not having me on the shows together, so you would see Banks and Yayo and 50 together.
While Banks, Lloyd, and 50 were doing shows together as a unit, Buck was on the outside looking in, cut from appearances, left to push his sophomore album, Buck the World, basically alone. Then the press started asking questions, and Buck finally told the truth about the money.
And it was like, man, I ain't never seen a publishing check. Everything I got come from shows and shit like that.
That royalty admission hit 50 like a personal betrayal. In his mind, you don't air the family's laundry in public. On the 7th of April, 2008, 50 went live on Hot 97 and told the world young Buck was done with G-Unit, cold, clinical, final. But what he dropped 2 months later changed everything. In June 2008, 50 leaked a private phone call he'd secretly recorded a year earlier. 16 minutes of young Buck, the man who built his rep on being Cashville's hardest, completely breaking down, crying, apologizing, begging not to be cut from the squad.
But I don't want you to feel like...
Right from the first seconds, you can hear it. This ain't no act. This is a man genuinely terrified of losing everything.
And I couldn't even make a verse I couldn't write a rap negative in my mind and my train of thought.
Buck was telling 50 he physically could not bring himself to diss him. The bond was too deep, and the whole time, the man he was pouring his heart out to was recording every word.
Man, my whole thing is that I don't know what the fuck.
And then came the line that has been following Buck around like a shadow for 18 straight years. That same family feel.
The nigga just want that same family feel like it's always been. Man, I know I'm out of
Those words would haunt Buck for the rest of his career. And what makes it worse? 50 wasn't screaming on that call. He was calm, almost gentle. Stay close, sir. Sounds like mentorship, right? But 50 recorded the whole thing, saved the file, waited for the perfect moment, and dropped it on the world without hesitation. When that tape hit, it was game over. In 2008 hip-hop culture, where emotional vulnerability was a cardinal sin and your street image was your currency, hearing a so-called gangster rapper sobbing on tape was a public execution. Buck came back the next day with a diss track, taped conversation, but the damage was done. You can't out-rap a leaked tape. From there, the L's kept stacking. A brief G-Unit reunion at Summer Jam 2014 fell apart immediately. In 2019, 50 leaked more personal audio and launched a full trolling campaign, mock GoFundMes, copyright striking Buck's music videos. Buck called for a Verzu-style battle, but 50 never took the bait. Then came the courtroom war. 50 claimed $250K in undelivered album advances. Buck filed bankruptcy in 2020, and by July 2025, the courts finalized the settlement, $200,690 paid directly to 50. Another headline, another L. And that is how we end up right back here. March 2026, birthday trolling, and a beef that shows zero signs of cooling off. This is just one of at least 5 active beefs 50 is juggling alongside T.I. Yayo, Papoose, and Clarissa Shields. All run through the same playbook of IG memes, AI images, and personal humiliation. The question I'll leave y'all with, is any of this still funny? We can laugh at the memes, quote, the broke boy line. But on the other side of those jokes is a real person, somebody who once stood shoulder to shoulder with the man now dedicated to making his life a punchline. Somebody who once called him family on a tape the whole world heard. And that, depending on where you stand, is either the greatest saga in hip-hop beef history or the most tragic one we'll ever witness. Drop your thoughts in the comments, like, subscribe, and I'll catch y'all in the next one. We out.